Where those flat fields are now would have been marshland. It would have been stretches of waterland, it would have been stretches of high reed and willow, and there would have been little islands dotted amongst them on which people would have lived. Some of these islands were only small enough to have the odd sheep or cow on there. Others would have had maybe one hut or several huts, and it was a very, very poor existence. All of this land actually belonged to the abbot and to the monastery here, and technically the people were not allowed to take even wildfowl or fish or eels from this land that they lived on. But of course the reeds and the willows were so high that actually you could do pretty much what you wanted and your chances of getting caught were fairly remote. So people lived off this land. They used the sedges and the reeds for their building material, for their cooking. They used the wildfowl, they used the eels, they used the fish for eating, as well as the herbs and the roots like bulrushes that they could eat in this area. But they were repeatedly subject to flooding. And one of the other terrible things about this area was that it was full of the marsh ague, which is a kind of malaria. And people developed terrible chills, they developed terrible rheumatism in this sort of area. Although remarkably they had a very long life. But one of the things that they used to do was to use white poppy juice, which grew abundantly here, and was a kind of opium to take away the pain of the malaria and the rheumatism that they were suffering from. So, and they used to make a kind of tea of it, which obviously meant that over periods of time some of them got addicted to this, much as people might do today, although it wasn't as strong as the kind of opium that we know today.